Hello, everybody. All right. Let me bring up everything. I'm not yet. Hold on. Need my lights. Need the light. Give me light. Give me light. Light. We have light. Okay. Let's open up the stream. Okay. Open up the chat, and we'll see who's here. My chat's not working. Why is the chat not working? Analytics, come on. There we go. We got it. Okay. Good morning. Who do we have in here? We got Jim, Hemon, Crypt, AZTV, Mitko, GMX intern. How are we doing, everyone? I hope you all had a very good weekend. Bitcoin's dumping again this morning, which after the weekly close that we had yesterday. Oh, hold on. Just got to do some stuff for. All right. Cookie Monster's here. Marty's Crypto Pub. Crypto X. Good. How was everybody's weekend? Just whilst I'm setting everything up, let's let's ask some random stuff, and then I'll do a quick dive into the charts. This will be a fairly short update video today. I may go live again a little bit later on, but I've got to keep this one down to around about half an hour. So I'll do the Bitcoin update. We'll maybe have a quick look at some other stuff. But for this morning, yeah, I need to do about half an hour, 40 minutes. Then I've got to pop out because little Luna has her hydrotherapy again today. Although she's been a bit weird the last couple of days. She's been a bit wobbly, so hopefully not another relapse. That would absolutely suck. But anyway, yeah. I gotta go to do that, and then yeah, I'll probably be back again a little bit later on. Yeah, Marty's Crypto Pub. Is that a real pub? Is that actually a real pub? And can you pay in Bitcoin? And if it is, I might have to come and visit sometime. Shill Marty's Crypto Pub. Shill yourself in the chat. When I make it this bull run, you'll all be welcome. Hey, if we ever get another bull run, if we ever get one, right. Just wait a second. I gotta respond to a DM quickly. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna do the Bitcoin update. Do I have everything uploaded and ready to go? Why is YouTube saying now I need to verify stuff? What's going on this morning? Have I lost internet? Is YouTube trying to kick me out? I don't know. I do not know. I think we're fine. If anyone's like can't hear me or can't see me, just start saying in the chat if the stream's dead. I believe it's still okay. I'm just gonna leave this verification thing on, get it out of the way for now. And good old technical difficulties on a Monday morning. Love it. Still not seeing anyone in the chat saying they can still see or hear me. Whatever, I can record. I'm good. Cool. Okay. Let's get into it. Right. I'm just gonna go press record, and then yeah, we'll do everything afterwards. So, hello everybody. Welcome to today's Bitcoin and crypto update. It is Monday, the 24th of June, 2024. We're having another bit of a dump here on Bitcoin this morning, which yeah, after the weekly close that we had yesterday, with a pretty bearish candle to end the week yesterday evening, very, very unsurprising to see this get continuation through the Asia session and into today's, well, to start up today. So it's been a bit of a drop down. I'm going to stop the music. But we are at important support here. So just zooming out a little bit and looking at the daily, we're back to that anchored VWAP from 38K, which has held us up on the previous correction that we had, that took us down into 57, or just below 57, almost down to 56. And we're right back there again. And this is also the value area low of the whole range. So when we look back at our developing value area, we can see that we had this value area that was starting to move up. We had that test into the POC. We lost the POC, back tested it as resistance, now getting a move down to value area low. So it's important support to hold. But what we've seen throughout this whole range is, like, we can see that there are deviations. Like we saw with the high, okay, we came outside of value area on a couple of occasions, couldn't get that acceptance, found itself back in. This could still, I mean, obviously it can still go lower, but I am thinking at the moment, with the statistical probability that Monday usually puts in the low or the high for the week, the fact that we have just seen a move down so far, and this could get reclaimed, that could start to lead us to looking at a bit of a reversal here. But it is really important that this area holds, because below that, we've got some untested levels, but realistically, the only place that I would be interested is in a move back down below 60K if we don't get absorption here, because, I mean, we've come from a zone where you have an increase in volume on the way down. So there is interest in price here. There is balance with price here. But below this, it just tapers off. So 60K would be the next target. And then if that's not holding, then I think we're just looking at mass capitulation. We haven't had a capitulation black swan event throughout this entire cycle yet. And that could be maybe, maybe what happens next. But not looking all doom and gloom at this stage. You can't trade based off of a feeling, but I have a feeling that this will find some support here at some point today. We'll get a bounce, and then the recovery is not as difficult as it maybe has been in the past on this move down. There are some things that are suggesting to us that a change of market structure could be imminent, and that this being just that last little flush. I know we've heard that many times before, but I haven't been particularly confident in any of these lows. Even the one that we had last week, it was a bit in no man's land. It had a bounce. It was a very weak bounce. It's natural that we get the continuation from this at the moment. So if we just stay on the daily time frame, the issue that we have with yesterday, okay, was we had this, we had Friday that gave it an okay bounce, but it wasn't really anything significant. Altcoins did okay. Some altcoins made some higher lows and so on. But then on Sunday, that drop, whether that was because of the fear around the whole Russia situation, I heard that there was some more stuff there. I don't really pay too much attention to that, but I think that triggered initiated some kind of sell-off, which then got continuation. And as soon as you got this daily close that was below those Friday lows, it invalidated any long positions again here, and then we seek lower. What we also did, and I mean, we haven't at this stage, but we did almost get that close right below where that gap is. So it just about managed to hold this gap that we've got on the daily time frame, but by that much. So one of those situations where you would really want to see this hold and get a reversal today. If we don't get a reversal today and we don't get back above our daily open, our weekly open, and we get a close down here, I think you have to be expecting 60k at that stage. So this needs to reverse and it needs to happen today. So that's the daily. That's what I'm looking at here. If we go down onto the 4 hour, then again, it's the same kind of situation. Okay, we had these closes that are now 4 hour closes beneath the gaps that we have here. Like the daily time frame, the gap on the daily time frame being the higher time frame, that's the one that you need to pay more attention to. However, with 4 hour closes underneath the imbalance that we created on the move up, then once again, it does set us up for a target of 60k to take the liquidity below us. However, okay, remember, it is still value area low. It is still the anchored VWAP. And if we look at recent market structure and we zoom in here, actually, the high that was put in after this bounce, so that little weekend range that we had before this sell-off was initiated, is probably the easiest to recover that we've had throughout this whole downtrend. So when we look at the move down, okay, first bounce, that was a significant bounce that we had initially that came almost back towards the highs. That would have meant that I think you needed an 8% recovery. I shared this on the Discord this morning in order to change market structure and become bullish again. Then we had another low down here that was a deep retrace. Okay, and then we have this one here that's just very shallow. Okay, continuing this on. So if this can bounce, reclaim, that would be the first time where we've seen anything on any kind of significant time frame that would resemble a low, essentially. So this is the first high out of this series of higher highs and higher lows that we've made that I think there is genuine a genuine possibility that it can be reclaimed on that first attempt if there can be a bounce, because to get a bounce of just 4% from here is not going to be too difficult, where previously you would have had to have bounced from this low 8%, from this low 6%, and so on. So we just have to wait and see for now where this is going. Now, if we look, let's just add on the RSI. This is the first time that we've gone into oversold again since, we had that big drop down that kind of started this bigger downtrend. Now we're back into these oversold conditions. This is where we could start to look for divergence. So maybe there's something like this that happens and we get a bit of a reclaim after that. We have to be looking at that. But yeah, going into oversold here for the first time and it being on lower volume again. So these lows can continue to happen on this lower volume. There's not too much aggression to the downside. It's just a case of very thin books, a lot of people capitulating and so on. Another chart I would like to share, if I just open up this, if we look on like perps, then there's still quite some way to go before we get down to value area low. All right, we can see that we had that resistance that was up here at 66. It was back testing it as resistance. It did confirm as that. We're into this daily order block, but we're not yet at value area on low on perps, and we have now lost the POC. And it's the same situation on the Binance chart, okay, where if we extend this over and we look at our value area low there, we're at that value area low again here on Binance. So different exchanges showing different stuff, but overall it's a little bit knife catchy at the moment, but looking at the possibility that this can recover. Another thing that's quite interesting is the weekly close that we had yesterday. Okay, so this being the end of the week so far, then this is going to start to print another candle next week. This is on the BLX chart, so each day it just updates as that. If we look at the RSI here, we have dropped into what we could consider as like critical support here. So this since June 2022, this trend line. So you have on the RSI, you go all the way back since this low over here. We then got the divergence on this low, which started the big rally that we've seen afterwards that had that first touch point. So that was the FTX crash. Then we had the correction back in August 2023 that came back into this again. And now we are seeing this again for a fourth time, third touch of this trend line here, the close last week. And this does also set up for some hidden bullish divergences. So where we had the highs that were made, we're now making a lower low on the RSI. Okay, but price in comparison to where it was back here at that 38k low is obviously very, very significantly higher here. So reasons like higher time frames look like pretty much fine, but this week has to close green essentially, otherwise that trend line's lost. So if we close green this week, then you're starting to confirm this bullish divergence. You're testing that trend line, confirming it as support. Close green this week, everything's okay. Close green on the day, everything kind of looks okay. So it has to close green today to prevent there being a move down to 60k essentially, and it has to close green on the week in order to prevent a weekly like bearish confirmation essentially. So important times, but as we see, Mondays often putting in the low or the high of the week. I would suspect that today is the low. Whether we come back and take this low again at New York, I would suspect that this is going to act as support, and we will find that weekly open reclaimed, and that we will then see a change in market structure that can break us out of this downtrend. All right, so the signs of where price is now look bad, but I kind of feel like we're going to recover this. But I don't want to long it right now. I would much rather long it on a reclaim of weekly open, target these highs. If we take these highs, then you can start to target a recovery here. But it's just, kind of the same thing that I've been saying for a while. Like I haven't had any confidence in any of these bounces. I've been taking little trades here and there. But you've got to be really, really diligent on taking profits on all of them, because you're just not getting continuation on anything. And then realistically, it's rather easy just to short any bounces on anything that does bounce. So yeah, that's that. If we look at, we can go over here. News for this week is relatively quiet again. In fact, it's very, very quiet again. We have consumer confidence tomorrow. That has in the past created some volatility. We then have, as always, unemployment claims on a Thursday. That happens every single week. And then we have PCE price index and consumer sentiment once again on Friday. If we look at the CVD, we are getting a bit of a bounce here. So I think we can. Are we looking at this to be a recovery already? Maybe, maybe not. CVD is not telling us very much at all, really. It's been selling off with spot. It's been selling off on perps. Spot and perps right now selling off together. We'll see if the recovery is spot led, which would be nicer. Throughout all of this range yesterday, okay, you had some spot buying, you had some perp selling, but overall nothing too significant. We've hit some more liquidations this morning. But yeah, CVD is not telling us anything here. The order, whoa, why is that white? Never mind, forget that screen. Then we still have the spot premium that's going on, as we've seen previously. This is marked major, like higher time frame lows on every occasion that it's done so. Okay, we had the premium that was from the last low that was made, on this low that's made, and again on this low that's made. So overall, right, when we are expecting a continuation of this trend to move higher, okay, overall, but it can still come all the way down here and still make a higher low, right? It can still come to 60k, make another higher low, and then go for that higher high again. So you've got to be aware of that fact. And yes, okay, at some point, I do think we make a higher low here. I'm not looking at these lows being taken. But if we don't recover this week, if we don't recover this daily candle, if we don't recover this weekly candle, then that has to become a probability and a possibility that you would look to trade. Not too much more to update on. Obviously, because of this, we will be seeing that there is negative funding. Okay, so again, you can't really trade that from just it's not really worth taking a trade off of like funding rates. I mean, it's stupid to take a trade just off of funding rates. But when you look at just consistent negative funding, then it can be showing us signs that if you're very low leverage, if you're buying spot, it can be the right kind of zone when you're looking at the bigger picture here. But yeah, nothing too significant with that. ETFs, I don't really need to touch upon because we're getting another day of the ETFs, but there were more outflows, but they were less. And it's all very, very flat. We're just carrying on with the same thing that we have been doing for the past couple of weeks and are just waiting for a sign of strength. So all we need to get is that sign of strength, and then things can start to look a little bit better. Anything else for this? Yeah, we are getting a bit of a bounce. So I'll wrap it up here. Just remember, if we reclaim weekly open, this low looks good. And then we can be targeting these highs. And if we can sustain price action back above that 64,500, then I think we're looking for a pretty decent recovery. And we can go up and be taking these equal highs over here. Maybe not new all-time highs at this stage, but definitely a decent, like, first stage is getting this, second stage is getting this. We have a bit of a rollover. I don't know. I don't think we'll be going to new all-time highs. I do still believe this long, slow summer could play out. And then we get something like this, and then we just chill out for a little while. But I'm going to wrap it up there for this video. Continue on with the stream, have another little look at the charts, and I'll be back again tomorrow with some more updates. So thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Cheers, bye-bye. Okay, yeah, there wasn't too much to say on that. We're getting a bounce, good. Rebrand the fear and greed index to the angry wife index. Works so much better. Yeah, all the angry wives out there being like, hey, husband, where's your money? And then husband saying, sorry, I bought Jason Derulo's shitcoin last night, and now I need to remortgage the house. We have filled now the single prints on Bitcoin. Yes. Yes. I mean, if we're looking at like POCs above and stuff, then this could be something worth watching. I should have maybe added that to the update. Let's just take a look at the TPO. Like you've got this weekend point of control at 64.3-ish. You got it. That's about it, really. If we come back up here, we're going to take these highs anyway, so I don't think the TPO is too significant. But yeah, single prints filled. If we just have a look, split it. Tick size is all wrong here. Never mind. Never mind. Let's go manual, and I like it. I think for Woo at 50. Are we going to load? Are we going to get something? No. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to work. AZTV, 60k shit support, 42069. There is no supports, only resistances. Yeah. Hey, look, if no. We got to see this at the moment. Let's see how the recovery goes today. But I do think if we don't see that recovery today, then yeah, quite possibly lights out. We can also see there is these divergences forming on the daily. So if we've got the RSI here, and we can see that there is that divergence here forming on the daily. All right, higher low price, lower low RSI. 200-day EMA again. It's a long way down, but yes, give that a few more days and it'll come beneath that 60. There's levels all over the place. All over the place. We just have to wait and see. I mean, yeah, continue to short bounces until it shows some kind of anything. Like literally anything. It just hasn't shown any strength. There's not been a single move that's had continuation. So we've not even had there hasn't been a high that's been taken out since 21st of May on spot. Remember, this didn't make a higher high. Well, it didn't, clearly, even on purpose, you just swept the highs by like $1 or $2 and got a retrace. So we've not made a higher high since March, actually, have we? It's just been lower high, 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 all the way down. Yeah, pretty bad. Still bouncing there. Gut feeling says this is the low of the week. We've just put it in, which is why I'm not really too panicked or anything on this. But I'm not trading this. Do you think alts can fall even 50% more, like many people say? Yes. Yeah, 100%. I think Solana is going to is going to continue dropping. I think memes will mostly go to zero. I've said that for ages. I think decent alts, utility alts, have a chance, but not until Bitcoin starts to show something. I think ETH will be fine. ETH still at support, right? 3,400 is an important area. I'm very happy to be buying spot ETH at around 3,400. Some Soul FUD is coming out. I told you it would happen. I told you guys, right? I know I've got to finish this stream off very, very soon. So I'll probably do another stream a little bit later. But I mean, I've been saying for how long that it's done for memes and it's done for Solana, and this shit needs to go so much lower. So much lower. Where's Sol? Okay, we're almost at $100. Yeah, we're not far off of it. All right. I'd say I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Solana back at $30 before it runs again. If you're still in Solana, just why? You've had so much chance to get out. It was so obvious that it had topped. So obvious that it had topped. I know there's some stuff with Bitcoin, it wasn't obvious. I couldn't have said. I was still thinking we could make another all-time high before we get this bigger correction. And that kind of thing. And you have these times in the markets where you don't get things exactly right. But every single chart you looked at on Solana, it was like, yeah, it's done. It's done. It reached key levels. I think it was the 1.618 on the fibs. You then go to Sol BTC. Okay. Sol BTC here. And what did it do? All right, I'm fully expecting this to play out on the Sol BTC, and maybe one day it comes back up again, but I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Then you look at Sol ETH, and on the day that Sol took out ETH, I was seeing tweets about. I saw a bunch of tweets being like, "Oh, Solana's going to flip Ethereum." No, it's not. It's not going to happen. That was the top. It was very obviously the top. And then you look at all the meme coins, and then all the shorts that we were taking on the meme coins, and you look at Pepe. Okay, shorted Pepe, and everyone said I was an idiot. Hit target, whiff. I was tweeting, I was saying it's all over for whiff. What happened to whiff? It's all over for whiff. It's done. Seriously, it was so obvious. I think Doge accumulation is going on. That's the only, like, I mean, call me old school, but maybe it's about time the old school guys get a bit of love. But actually, yeah, Doge is holding the lows that it made the other day. Those were quite nice lows. We're making maybe a higher low. When you zoom out, all right, it's holding above where there was a year and a half consolidation, but it's got to do, like, you got to see more. You got to see more. Everyone trying to spread the most amount of FUD. So good. I was spreading FUD when Solana was at the highs. I did a stream when Sol was like all the way back here. Let's go back onto the Sol chart. When I took the short on Sol and people were saying you're crazy, Sol's going to flip ETH, and I was taking it here. I said, wouldn't it be funny if Solana like gets banned, because I was just really bearish on Sol. I hated the whole celebrity stuff and all of that. And now we're seeing all this stuff about it maybe getting banned. I'll do another stream on this later once I've got some more like information and I can say my thoughts a little bit more coherently. But I think I did a pretty good job of fudding Sol when it was at the highs. And now everyone else is starting to fud it and realizing that yeah, maybe myself and Donald were right all along. Buying Pepe and Doge on spot for the mania phase would be a good move. Pepe, yeah, because Pepe's actually, like, you look at this, right? I think Pepe's a decent support here. I think that this can go higher. Like, that short's done, I think. Right? Looks okay. Where are we at when we take... Let's go for, like, a more liquid low. I don't want to do too much, like, speculative stuff. Yeah, you hit the 618 off of this. Almost. It's close to it. Not too bad. AZTV, I like Donald. I mean, yeah, like, that's the thing. Everyone was giving him shit, right? Everyone was giving him so much shit for saying the meme coin cycle was over. And luckily my account's not quite of that size, but it would have been the same for me. Like, I I know the stuff I was saying about Solana and about meme coins when everyone was super bullish on it. Man, people would have tried to cancel me. Doge and X integration, most likely. I don't know about that. I do think Elon's a massive LARP overall. Like, I don't know if we'll get the Elon hype for this cycle again. I think it was mainly bullshit. But anyway, look, this is a real nice recovery so far. So we'll see. But yeah, low of the day should low of the day should be in by now, and then once we get back above weekly open, that should be the low of the week, and we're looking fine. It's just one of those shakeouts, but poor low. I guess so. There's also poor highs up here. You got poor highs on the weekend. This is the first high we've put in that's been poor highs. All right, but just look at look at what happens consistently, right? Every time there's a bounce, where does the bounce end up? Okay, you can go and just look. Bounced. Filled the single prints. Rolled over. Bounced. Filled the single prints. Not even, right? Almost. Rolled over. VWAP. Slow grind though. What about lick event? Is that not enough? This is the biggest move down we've seen on Bitcoin that's extended below previous lows that we've had throughout this whole range. So, I mean, altcoins capitulated last Tuesday, but this is a drop of almost 2%. That's the biggest extension beneath the lows that we've had. Yeah, by 0.5%. But it's also the closest higher low, higher high, low, lower high, the closest lower high that we can come and reclaim. How's the AOI on this? I need to reset on my charts. They've all gone crazy. Gonna bounce at some point. The question is, do we short the bounce? I would short. If I'm looking for a short, I'd short up here. Now. Like this area. So you go reclaim this, change market structure here. See at that stage if you've got a breakout from this downtrend. Right? And then if you form a higher low, great. If not, you're looking at that as being like a massive bull trap. And then we have the big capitulation to 60k. I think even if we're going to go to 60k, I can see there being another trap here, and I would expect that would be here because everyone would be screaming for like, oh, we've changed market structure, myself included, and we've broken out from this downtrend. So if there's going to be a bounce that does take us to 60, then that would make sense. That's the zone right here. So yeah, 65 600, 65 500, 65 600. We'll see how this goes. We'll see what happens. Then you'd have bidding in here. Like, I mean, you get a bounce to 65 6, 65 5. You then hold weekly open. See what happens there. Yeah. And then if it holds, great. If it doesn't, we're taking the lows. But that's like the sensible way to do it. Paulo, I don't think so. I mean, on a 30-minute time frame, yeah, kind of. But it's just the timing of this, right? Because you put in a low and then you had this London didn't take out Asia lows. I mean, yeah, maybe you come back and you take this in New York and you just spike down and go again. So I think when you look at the size of the move, still kind of V shape. Anyway, I really do need to wrap this up now. I've got to go. I'm going to be late. So I'll be back again later on. I'll do another stream later. I don't have a chance to upload my Bitcoin video now either. Oops. But I'll do that as soon as I get back. But yeah, thanks everybody. I'll be back again a little bit later on and we can discuss this a bit more. For all of those who are in the crew, Delirium's, I think, doing a call, yeah, in 15 minutes. So catch up with that. There'll be some more information there and I'll